Today's video is called Branding 101. That is where I talk about how you brand yourself and not like a cow. Respect yourself. It is about actor branding. It's about marketing yourself. It's about business. So focus and pay attention. You might learn something. Today things are gonna get kind of weird, by the way. Just look out for it. Today I'd like to start by discussing what a brand actually is. That is a definition of an actor's type, stereotype, how the world sees them, how they see themselves, how they communicate, how we communicate with them, the choices that they make for their characters, etc. A brand is very important in my opinion because it cures a little malady that I like to call multiple actors' personality disorder. And that is where a really well-meaning actor thinks that they can do any role anytime. It gets a little odd when the dumb blonde is trying to be like a rocket scientist, or when like the nerdy guy is trying to like get all the chicks at a sorority. I'm not saying this is real life, okay? I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just saying that in the movies, think about it for just 1 second. If a nerdy guy is getting a girl, it's probably a comedy. Okay, so let's just be real. Let's just be honest here. Brands are also known as stereotypes, but that's just a very shallow definition of them. Dumb blonde, nerdy guy, macho guy with like big muscles and tight t-shirt. Those are stereotypes. Brands can get a little bit more deep than that, and that is because they reach not only characters, but also choices you make in the real world. For instance, your clothing, the car that you drive, the place that you live, words that you use, books that you read, movies you watch, actors you like. All of these things can kind of get boiled down to a brand, a very kind of condensed version of who you are, and that follows into the career choices that you make. Whether or not you think you have a brand, you probably do. So, listen up. Here are some brand stereotypes that you might recognize. I don't know. My brand? My brand is commercial queen is tough girl. My brand is called a dumb shell or like a valley girl. Badass. I'm a bombshell brand. Psycho. Like whatever, because it's like we're bombshells, but dumb. I sell products like yogurt and toothpaste. I am cheesy and positive, and I love selling products to the world. My hobbies include watching music videos, like anything by Katy Perry. My favorite movie is probably Legally Blonde or Clueless. Oh, now I don't know what my favorite movie is. In my spare time, I take justice into my own hands. I like to do things like paint my nails, do my hair, and take bubble baths and drink Merlot. If you come really, really close, I'll tell you a big secret. I'm not wearing socks. I'm sorry you had to see that. Here are some examples of famous actors in a brand that you might be able to recognize. Angelina Jolie. Picture her in your mind and think about the choices that she has made, clothing that she wears, hobbies that she has, number of children she has. These all get boiled down to Angelina Jolie's brand. She doesn't necessarily blow things up in her spare time, but she does fly planes and she does wear a lot of leather. In Legally Blonde, was Angelina Jolie playing the lead? Absolutely not. Take note, that's a brand. Another brand would be Adam Sandler. He's kind of geeky looking, but lovable. Super fun guy, very comedic, very funny. You don't see him like saving the White House. If he did, it's comedy. So, brand. Another good example of a brand, Robert De Niro. You got mobster, you got cop, mostly mobster. Another brand might be Liam Neeson. Especially lately, I don't know what all these Taken movies are about, but he's pretty awesome and he kicks some serious ass. He's first of all tall. He looks like he can just beat the crap out of 15 people at once. So no matter if he's playing a villain or a good guy, he has those sweet eyes and that sweet smile. You can't escape it. So he works it into every single character that he plays. Another very good example of a brand is Reese Witherspoon herself. She's kind of got that southern twinge to her voice. She's blonde, she's sweet, but she can also play a variety of parts. No matter what, she will always be Reese Witherspoon. How does an actor start? By defining their own brand. This can be elusive. This can take a while. Just be patient. And the most important thing to know is do not ever be judgmental about yourself. This is not a time to criticize yourself. This is a time to accept your flaws, your beautiful traits that you have, anything about who you are, accept it, love it, embrace it, make it you. That is the very good foundation that you can build a brand on. You might also want to ask people around you, how do people see you? How does your agent see you? How do casting directors see you? How do your friends and family see you? If you have resting bitch face, that's something to know. You might not know that from the inside, but other people might know it. Your husband, your boyfriend, they might know. Accept those things about yourself and make them a part of your brand. If you see yourself as like one tough cookie, but everyone sees you as like some sweet and lovable like Cameron Diaz type, embrace it. You can always bring an edge to your brand later, but you need to know who you are first. So you need to know what you're working with first. Are you tall? Are you skinny? Are you fat? Are you short? Are you in any way ethnically diverse? Do you perhaps have an accent or a funny characteristic like awkward teeth, Steve Buscemi type? Think about what kind of parts you want to play, what movies you like. Think about anything that you're drawn to artistically and creatively. Those are going to be important influences when you're adding layers to your brand. Once you've gotten this information, it needs to apply to your entire professional life, your headshots, the clothes that you audition in. It needs to translate into your resume, your website, any social media sites that you have. If you're trying to market yourself as like one badass, just mofo who's riding around on a Ducati in their spare time, then don't have like flowery pink hearts on your resume. It's like, what are you doing here? I don't know. So you have to kind of decide what you're going to be focusing on. Once you do that, it needs to show in the rest of your professional choices. Choose wisely, minions. Choose wisely. Reasons why brands are useful. Brands help you narrow down the information that you give a casting director. If you walk in and you're trying to wear 7 different hats, they might not recognize who you are as an actor, and they might not be able to see you for whatever role you're playing. That's important, because no matter what, if they can't see you as that part, they're not going to cast you. If you're not right for it and you know that going in, then you can make certain choices that make you very interesting. Say I've chosen a brand. Say I've chosen Soccer Mom, and I'm auditioning for a part in a zombie flick. You might not necessarily think that that applies, but soccer moms can be victims of a zombie apocalypse as well. So I need to play to those strengths. And they might actually see that and believe it, rather than me as a soccer mom type pretending to be a zombie slayer badass, because it's just not necessarily authentic and true. It's also important to remember that a brand is not supposed to limit who you are as an actor. It's supposed to help you as an actor. So this doesn't mean that you're not allowed to audition for other parts. It just means that you have to remember who you are going into them. As an actor, you're supposed to bring yourself to a part, and you're supposed to put that part on like a warm winter coat, and you're just not supposed to take it off until you're done. That is going to be impossible for somebody who's pretending. If you're pretending, you're not in the moment, and it's not going to be believable. So brand is really just going to make your parts a little bit different and a little bit more interesting for the people who are watching you. But it doesn't have to stop you from doing everything in your power to get as many parts as possible. There are many, many brands out there to choose from. Like I said, they should always be reflective of you. If they think you're a dumb blonde, but you're actually quite intelligent, you can be a dumb blonde pretending to be a dumb blonde. If people think of you as like the badass macho man type, but really you are quite soft-spoken, use that. Just as long as you know who you are and you are authentic to yourself, you should be able to add those things to the already existing stereotypes that you will inevitably be categorized in. Uh-oh, what if you picked the wrong effing brand? That could be awkward. But it's not awkward at all. It's actually really exciting because it comes to like my second favorite topic on the planet, rebranding. God, I love it. You see some very interesting examples nowadays of rebranding gone right, and it's so exciting for me. Number 1, Matthew McConaughey. Absolute most epic rebrand in movie history right now. He went from such gems as Failure to Launch, Ghosts of Girlfriends Past, and Sahara. He went on to win an Academy Award for Dallas Buyers Club, but he's also done some other interesting parts like The Lincoln Lawyer and Wolf of Wall Street and Interstellar coming out soon. That is incredible. That is like impossible. When he was doing Ghosts of Girlfriends Past and other delightful flicks, you didn't see him doing such dramatic and dark and broody commercials as he's doing for Lincoln right now. That is an absolute direct result from changing his brand successfully, and he did it perfectly. Another good example is Anne Hathaway. Very similar story. Started out doing Princess Diaries, Ella Enchanted, Get Smart, which was kind of a departure, but still a very similar role. And then she went on to win an Academy Award for Les Miserables, playing Fantine. It makes me cry every time. So good for her. She completely changed the roles that she's playing. She's also in Interstellar. That is a perfect example of a rebranding. So my final thoughts. A brand is not a box. Let a brand help you, guide you into the choices that you're making as a character, and help the casting directors see you for who you are as an actor. Number 2, always make the brand that you've chosen unique to yourself, no matter what. Melissa McCarthy is a very, very good example. She's a beautifully curvy lady, and she's hilarious, but she doesn't play dumb roles. She plays very interesting, diverse characters, but she's always very funny and very Melissa, and that's a very good example of brand that she chose because she is who she is and she's made it her own. Brands are not something that you have to use every single day. If your brand is a badass, you don't have to walk around talking like Clint Eastwood and like narrowing your eyes at everyone and chewing on a toothpick. You don't have to get intense about it. You just have to use it when you're clocking in as an actor, when you're clocking out as an actor. Those are just tools for when you're acting. It's not something you have to adopt every single day. So just take it easy. Just slow it down, tiger. And don't ever, ever, ever lie to yourself as an actor. Accept, embrace, love yourself, embrace yourself, accept yourself, and do not lie to yourself. Do not lie and say that you can play every part there is to play. And it will help you because there's so much work that's out there to be done. It will help you choose good projects that will help your career, and they will help you as an actor, and they will open your eyes to the possibilities of what it is you can do. And like I said, there's always the fallback plan of rebranding if you're bored. So don't lie to yourself because it's not worth it. And that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed those like weird characters that I did there for a while. I don't know what was going on. Maybe I have multiple actors' personality disorder. Otherwise, if you have any comments or any questions or really anything that you'd like to talk about with me, I'd love to hear it. You can post to my Twitter at Marlene. You can subscribe to my channel, Actors Anonymous, so you can write a comment on here. Pretty much any of those methods is fine. And I would like to give a special shout out to Feathers and Toast for subscribing to my channel and also for being so supportive. So have a nice day, guys, and best of luck. Be productive. Goodbye. Thank you for joining us. Okay, bye. Okay, go away.